What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And Barcelona beat Valencia 2-1 at Mestalla, and Hansi Flick finally gets his first win, his first official win, and Robert Lewandowski at the double, 2 goals on the night. Let's talk all about it. There's a bunch to talk about, so let's get into it. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe if you haven't. Road to 200 subs continue, so let's get into it. So first, I want to talk about the lineup. It was very interesting. We saw Bernal, we saw Casado, two young players, making their first La Liga starts. And I thought that was bold from Hansi Flick. I was kind of pessimistic a little bit because, that's a little experience. I also talked about in my preview how Valencia is a physical team. We also saw Rafinha at the 10. We saw Ferran out wide, and Ferran hasn't really played that much preseason. So it was bold decisions from Hansi Flick. And the first thing I want to talk about is that I feel like the two players that didn't, I'm not saying Balde didn't impress, but because he did kind of create the first goal when Lamine Yamal got onto the ball, banged it across the goal, and then Lewandowski tapped it in. And I feel like that was good, a good cross from him. But outside of that, he had one more to Casado that he could have scored. But I feel like Balde could have done much more. I feel like his crossing has improved, but it could still get better. And then Inigo Martinez, I don't know what it is with Inigo. I feel like he just fouls too much unnecessarily, and I feel like he's just too much. And he's just a shaky defender. I would rather prefer him if we're holding on to a lead, and I feel like we can then sub him on. I feel like that's a much better role for Inigo. And I don't know if I want to see him starting, to be honest. And let's talk about it because Valencia, they applied pressure. They were physical. And I told you, Pepelu, this guy's going to bring it. Not only that, but also Hugo Duro. He is a problem because he's going to run his socks off. Hugo Duro, you saw how many diving headers he was attempting. And he was honestly a problem. And he almost had a brace today. He could have had a hat trick. And that's a problem for our defense. But to be honest, he's one of the most lethal, like not lethal, but he's one of the biggest problems to face. Valencia's striker he's a real problem. I'm gonna be honest. Hugo Dura played well. And let's talk about the midfield. So I feel like Marc Casado actually played really well, to be honest. I was very impressed with what he did, not only defensively, winning duels, he was disruptive. And not only that, I feel like he also got into goal scoring threats when he was making runs in behind with Lamine Yamal passing it back. Not only that, he was on the cutbacks, getting there, shooting. He could have scored 2 goals. He should have definitely scored the finisher. He talked about in his post match that he will be improving his finishing. Hopefully he does. Casado played a good game, to be fair, though. I feel like he has to play more. Probably he's going to start the next game with the amount of injuries that we have. But I feel like Bernal, he was good at moments again, but I feel like Bernal is just not there yet to start every game. And I feel like Bernal physically on the counterattack, I don't know, he's just not there. We can see he hasn't fully grown into his man's body. And CDM is a really hard position to play. It's probably one of the hardest. So, hey, that's what I want to say about Bernal. And Ter Stegen and Lewandowski, take a bow because, guys, our veterans stepped up today. Ter Stegen, we called him out in the press. All the fans were calling him out. And Ter Stegen today was really good with the amount of pressure that Valencia tried to put on us. Ter Stegen, all those crosses. One of them, it was a deflected cross, and he still saved it. That was very impressive from Ter Stegen. And you need your big players to bail you out, and Ter Stegen did so. And we're gonna need him to win titles. Let's be honest. And let's talk about Lewandowski because what a big pressure moment. Start of the second half, and bang, the penalty in the top corner. Let's talk about that penalty. Rafinha gets onto it, gets fouled, but then to score the penalty was still hard. Mamardashvili, live time, I thought he was going to save it. He was the star of the Euros in talking about goalkeepers. And Lewandowski, that was an awesome penalty. I can't lie. I criticized him a little bit in the preseason and last year. And if he's going to keep bringing the goals in, I will not say anything because 2 goals on the night, that's impressive, man. And I want to talk about Rafinha. Rafinha was causing problems. Yes, I just mentioned he did win the penalty. I feel like Rafinha, that was like gear one. He still has another gear to go where he's going to get his goals and assists. But I feel like Valencia's low block, it kind of neutralified him. And in a way, it makes sense because Rafinha likes to play in spaces and we need to play quicker if that's going to happen. But Rafinha, I feel like he had an all right game, to be honest. And then Hansi Flick, I like the Pedri substitution when we were up because Pedri gave us a lot more control. We saw way less counterattacks from Valencia. And not only that, it just slowed the game down. It let us breathe, like less chance of injuries for other players like Lamine Yamal and Balde and whoever was subbed off. And I feel like that was a smart change. And we still were getting chances on the counter. And I think Pedri, honestly, I think he has to play the next game because he looked good, man. And hey, the next thing I want to say is our defense. I don't think our defense was good at all, to be honest, today. But I feel like these two individuals had good games. Pau Kabarsi, that goal line clearance was so clutch at the time. We would have went down two, and honestly, that's a whole different ball game. That's when chaos really kicks in. One goal is like, hey, dang, we can still turn this around. But also Kunde. Kunde was stellar today, man. Kunde is really like the right back. I feel like he might be the most consistent right back alongside with Danny Carvajal. These two guys, like honestly, they're so consistent. And Kunde, good performance today. His link up. I hope he just works on his crossing a bit more. So when he does overlap on the few times that he does, that's going to be a dangerous cross, hopefully. But Kunde, good stuff. And then Robert Lewandowski, man. Honestly, Today was his day, to be fair. He scored 2 goals. He only had really like 2 or 3 chances, and he was clinical with them. And I feel like Pau Victor, honestly, if we're going to play like Ferran Torres, I feel like Pau Victor, he's a better passer than Ferran, and he makes quicker decisions. If you've seen, he's a 1-2 touch player, Pau Victor. He doesn't really hold the ball, he doesn't really pass back too much, and I feel like they can make a good combination. And with Ferran Torres, let's be honest, guys, Ferran Torres, did he impress today? No, not really. Did he have preseason? No, not really. So Ferran Torres, in my opinion, that wasn't the way to move. I hope Hansi Flick saw that, and I want to see Pau Victor, even if it's on like the left wing and he's inverted. I feel like he could do it, man. He's got a nutmeg in him. He's composed on the ball still, and I feel like he's just a little bit more tidy than Ferran. He's got that instinct. And hey, the next thing I want to say is that Lewandowski and Hansi Flick, man, if this is the duo that we're going to be treated to watch, what a duo it is. Because this manager knows how to get the best out of Lewandowski. Let's be honest, Lewandowski wasn't linking up today, which is good because Lewandowski destroys our build-up sometimes. But Lewandowski, if you tell him, stay up there, stay in the 6-yard box and just wait and hope and just anticipate any chance that comes your way. And Lewandowski scored his first goal. That was huge for us. Also, the equalizer. And hey, that's what Lewandowski does best. He scores dirty goals. He's a natural striker. He's a number 9. And hey, that's it for today, basically. Barcelona win 2-1 on the night. I feel like the performance wasn't really that good, especially defensively. But hey, we've seen in previous years past how hard it is to win the first game. So today I'll accept just the result. And hopefully the performances keep improving. Hansi Flick just came back. He's going to get players back soon. And next week we take on Athletic Bilbao, Nico Williams, the Williams brothers. Hey, that's going to be crazy. It's going to be at the crib. It's going to be at home for Barcelona. And hey, that's it for today. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe if you haven't. Road to 200 subs. So subscribe if you haven't. More videos coming soon. See y'all in the next one. Peace.